Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, we'll man up to share important information about men's health. And if you think delicious food at a retirement community is an impossibility, we'll have you eating your words. Then we'll meet a man who put his teeth to the grindstone. We'll rebuild the story of a smile restored. Plus, you may be irreplaceable, but your eyes' lenses aren't. We'll look into the near future to see a new treatment for cataracts. And making common mistakes when taking money from your IRAs and 401ks can be very costly.
It's time to get GOing. So pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Men's health almost seems like an oxymoron, men's health, doesn't it? We men are notoriously bad about checkups and wellness visits and everything else. To inspire us to mend our ways, we've gone right to the top. We've called in the top doc at Metro Health, President and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Akram Boutros. He's here to tell us why it's important to change our ways, not only for men, but also for the ones we love. Thanks for joining us, Doctor. Appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, Armin.
So, it's an honor to have you here, the top guy.
Oh,
wonderful.
Thank you.
So, why are men so often reluctant to even think about our own health?
There's still this bit of this macho image that's lingering around. Men really live hard. Most of the men live hard. They work hard. They play hard, and they don't think about their health. They think it actually takes time away from other things, from their work, from their family, and other things. And so that's really a big part of it. And they haven't realized yet how much the impact of prevention and continuous care means to them.
So there is something to this men from Mars and women from Venus. There's a fundamental difference.
Yeah, I think if you ask your wife or my wife, they would tell you yes.
All right. How can we help men with their health today?
Well, I think just the first thing is to let them know that 50% of their actual health is based on behavior and lifestyles. So that's a really big deal. So they can actually impact that. So if they want to increase their longevity, they need to focus on what they do, what they can control.
So give us an example, if you can.
Well, best example is to look at is exercise, for example. What's important to note is that every hour of exercise you do, you increase your life by 1 hour. That's the average. So
wow.
And that's irrespective of genetics, irrespective of family history, irrespective of everything else. So if you want to live longer, if you want to live 5 years longer than you would today, you got to put in 5 years worth of exercise, and then you will live that 5 years longer.
So the 15 minutes I've done so far in my life only adds about 15 minutes.
Right.
All right. All right. So 50% is lifestyle. What's the rest?
So there's another 20% is biogenetics, and we really can't control that. So we have to do other things to improve our health of it. Another 20% is the health care you currently get. Do you see the doctor? Are you following the medication? What kind of quality and preventable measures you're getting? And the last percentage is a 10%, which is really the environment. Your job, the amount of stress you have, where you live, do you crime around the neighborhood, a lot of those different things.
So I want to come back to genetics for a minute. You mentioned, genetics, we can't do a lot about it, but we can screen. We can try to determine whether our genetics, like having colonoscopies, as we get older, that's something I know I have to do.
Yes, so that's that part that goes into the health care you get. Yeah. There is some work being done by pharmaceutical companies for genetic manipulation and gene insertion. It probably, in our lifetime, we will see pharmaceuticals that actually change the genetic makeup of some cells.
And then finally, as we get older, we change, our bodies change, and that can impact our health too. Tell us about that. Give us some example if you can.
Sure. So really the most common example is cardiovascular disease. Our vessels are as good as they get the day we're born, and then they're just aging. Our joints are aging. So you'll see things that impact men are some arthritis, a lot of vascular disease, both coronary artery disease and peripheral vascular disease, and even osteoporosis can affect men.
Great. Well, thank you for the information, Doctor. We know we need to do more, and hopefully our viewers will take that advice. Thank you.
My pleasure.
So men, if you want to be there for your families, if you want to live a long, healthy life, to pursue your bucket list, follow Dr. Boutros's advice. Real men do care about their health. My thanks to Dr. Boutros.
Find out more by calling Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit www.metrohealth.org. Want more Metro Health medical information? Be sure to tune in to WTAM 1100 Radio each Saturday morning at 7 for Metro Health and You, hosted by Dr. Christine Alexander. Next, delicious dishes never retire. But first, as if their musical lives weren't colorful enough, the Beatles became a cartoon craze as well. But the Fab Four weren't the only icons to become animated. Who delivered a knockout punch as the first athlete to come to cartoon life? We'll draw the correct conclusion when we return.
That was on a probably Thursday. Friday, I went to the West Park location and kind of just told them my story, and they saw me right away. They took time with me. They didn't rush me along my appointments. They're very clear in helping me make my decisions, which is important to me. And now I am, of course, cancer-free, so I'm a survivor, yay. It's the only place that I've felt like a person in comparison to the next number.
Boxing champ Muhammad Ali gets the prize for being the first athlete to have an animated series called, not surprisingly, I Am the Greatest, The Adventures of Muhammad Ali, and voiced by the legend himself. Because the series was short-lived, the experience became a win, lose, and draw for this colorful competitor.
East Side, West Side, all around the town. When it comes to eating out, there's no shortage of great restaurants in this area. I bet you even have your own list of favorites. But I also bet that a retirement community's restaurant is probably not on it. Yes, you heard me right. Fine food for retirees. To prove it, David Schell and Ryan Wagner from Breckenridge Village are here to put our taste buds to the test. And I get to be the personal taste tester. David is the executive director, and Ryan is the Director of Culinary and Nutritional Services at the Grace Woods Development of Breckenridge. Thank you both for coming.
Hey, Armin, thanks for having us today.
So I took my hat off so it doesn't fall into the food. David, you're going to try to tell me that the food at Breckenridge is not like the cafeteria food that we had growing up in school, that sort of thing?
Well, quite honestly, not too many years ago, it really was more institutional food and kind of prepared a little bit more in bulk. But truthfully, today a lot of folks are looking for a dining experience and healthy options, and we really cater to that. And folks like Ryan, he's been with us for 8 years, has really been a pioneer in this area.
When you talk about dining experience, are we talking about a restaurant as opposed to like cafeteria?
Very much a restaurant, and cook to order option menus, so everything from basic comfort food to pan-seared scallops and everything in between.
So let's talk, Ryan, about the menu, a typical menu. Does it change? Do you get choices?
Our typical menu has salads, entrees, sandwiches, and it changes every 3 weeks. We keep the items fresh, seasonal for our residents, so they keep wanting to come back.
All right, so you've prepared some dishes for us. I want you to describe what you've prepared, and I'm going to taste them, and I'm going to give our audience the truth. So go ahead.
The first one we have here is a braised veal shank. We put that on top of a bed of mashed parsnips and serve it with asparagus.
All right,
You may need a knife for that.
It's like butter.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try this here. Let's try it. That's good. I'm not going to taste those green things, but I like the beef a lot. Okay, what's next?
The next one is our Grace Woods Autumn Salad. We've got a bed of mixed greens with grilled chicken. We've got dried cranberries on there. We've got spiced pecans, apples, pears, and we pair that up with our house-made maple walnut dressing.
What is this that I'm eating?
That's grilled chicken.
Ooh. Okay. All right, it's very good.
Thank you.
Very good. Okay, what's this last one?
This is the butternut squash ravioli. It's locally made butternut squash ravioli. We've got that with caramelized butternut squash, some bacon. We've got smoked blue cheese on there and a bed of wilted spinach. And then we've got a sage brown butter with that.
This looks good. I'm going to try this. Use my fingers.
Maybe a little bit tougher.
These are all very good.
Thank you.
Who made them for you?
I made them this morning.
All right, what about people with, I'm going to keep eating while I talk.
Sure, absolutely.
What about people with specialty diets? Can you serve?
Yeah, we have a few residents that have lactose intolerant, gluten allergies. We work with them. A lot of everything we make is made to order, so I can delete items from a dish, or make it without a sauce, so that they're able to enjoy that food as well.
All right, so a place like Breckenridge has the restaurant there, but a lot of the people have their own kitchens. Do people use their own kitchens?
Yeah, the beauty of it really is that with a full kitchen of their own, they can prepare their own meals. If they want to come down for a meal, or if they're having guests, there's a private dining room, and chefs will cater to either the needs there, or they can cook in their own suite.
What if we have a family, we want to have a get-together, celebrate a birthday, whatever, can you do that at Breckenridge?
Yeah, there's a private dining room, and we certainly cater to special events. Ryan just does a special event almost every month.
That's great, and the food is really good. Nice job. All right, so food is such an important part of our lives, no matter what our age, where we call home. Food is important, and Breckenridge Village has come up with the recipe for bringing delicious dining right to our retirement residences. If you want to find out more and to get the recipes, if you just want the recipes for these dishes, give them a call. The number's coming up next. My thanks to David and Ryan for serving up tasty information today.
Learn more by calling Breckenridge Village at 440-954-8359 or log on to their website, www.breckenridgeohio.org. Next, taking care of your teeth shouldn't be a grind. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. If fabric folds fit your fancy, then place yourself at Pretty Pleats, an exhibition at the Kent State University Museum. Discover countless variations of this fabric treatment with examples spanning more than 200 years of fashion history. To sew up more information, call 330-672-3450 or use this internet thread, www.kent.edu/museum.
There's a threat to your smile that can attack while you sleep. Well, more accurately, you can be a threat to your smile while you sleep, as Jerry Bender learned the hard way. Jerry's here with dentist Steve Marsh to warn you of this danger while you doze and to show you how to bring our teeth back to tip-top shape. Thanks, Jerry, Steve, for joining us today.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so Jerry, let's start with you. What could you do to your teeth while you sleep?
Well, Armin, I was grinding my teeth, and I didn't even know I was doing it. I had ground my upper and my lower teeth down to about half the original size.
Wow. How did you discover it?
Well, actually, Steve had recommended that I wear a night guard, and after several nights of use of the night guard, I could see the damage I was doing to the night guard.
Wow.
I have to say, I was doing some real damage to my teeth and my smile.
Wow, that's pretty scary, actually. Steve, tell us, is this a common occurrence?
Well, it's common, and sometimes the person you're sleeping with tells you about it because they can hear the noise. That's one of the things. Jerry's was pretty easy to diagnose because, as he had said, he wore his teeth down to almost half their size. Another problem we see that Jerry didn't have is sleep apnea. So a lot of people who are sort of swarthy, can't breathe very well at night, and sleep apnea is a huge problem that we're recognizing in America today. And though Jerry didn't have it, those are all things that contribute to grinding down of teeth, as well as stress at work and stress in your job. So some people do it during the day as well.
All right, so Steve, Jerry's teeth, what did you do?
Well, we have some pictures to show exactly what we did with Jerry, and we first decided we'd look at a plan. And Jerry's was pretty easy to diagnose, as he showed. There's his upper teeth, though it's hard to tell here. He probably lost 3 to 4 millimeters on his lower teeth arm, and if you look closely, you can see he's actually ground down the teeth to the next layer, and you see the enamel on the outside. You see the next layer of dentin. It's almost like taking an old creamsicle and cutting it in half, and you can see where the cream is on the inside. So Jerry, after we sat down and we looked at a different plan, we said, well, what can we do? And today we have wonderful porcelains we've talked about before. No metal, because we talked about not using metal with Jerry. And so in the front arm, we were able to do porcelain veneers. And in the lower front, we also did porcelain veneers. But as you had mentioned earlier, not only did the front grind down, but the backs as well. They took a lot of the pressure. So in the back, we used all porcelain crowns, and we brought his bite back to where he was probably 10, 20, 30 years ago, and it was a huge difference for Jerry.
Now, you brought a mold. What's that for?
Well, one of the things Jerry mentioned, a mouth guard, and there's some sophisticated and unsophisticated ones, and this is one of the mouth guards we made like Jerry. It's very easy to do. You make a model first, and you can wear this at night or during the day.
Does that stop the grinding? Or
well, it doesn't stop it. It really protects the teeth.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, Jerry, what do you think of what was done?
It was great, and after the restoration, I might find myself in a meeting or at a party, and occasionally people would walk up to me and tell me how nice my teeth looked. That never happened to me before.
That is very nice. But then there was another problem that arose.
Armin, unfortunately, there was. I was helping my daughter hang some large photographs, and one of those photographs fell off the wall and hit me in the teeth and cracking my front tooth.
I think we have a picture of what happened and what you did there, Steve.
Well, what we were able to do with Jerry is, this is one of the other things that happened with Jerry is the teeth sort of split. And though we don't have the picture of the cracked tooth, Jerry sent me, and that's the reason I brought my phone up, he sent me an email. He said, what do? I said, why don't you text me a picture? So he texted me a picture of his broken tooth.
Gotcha.
I said, Jerry, come on in, and we were able to reestablish that and close the space and bring it back to what it looked like before he was inadvertently hit by that photograph.
Jerry, beautiful smile.
Oh, thank you very much.
If grinding is bringing your grin to a grinding halt, do what Jerry did. Give Steve a call and regain that grin. Steve's number's coming up next. My thanks to Jerry and Steve for joining us today.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, the eyes have it. It's time to get up and go, an exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we're here to show you how to do a basic quad stretch that you can do before physical activity or even after physical activity for a little bit of a cool down. This is a simple exercise. We're just going to want to make sure we have a firm surface next to us just in case we lose our balance, because we will be standing on one leg for this. Let's show them how it's done.
Let's do it.
We're going to start by grabbing our ankle, keep your hands on the firm surface, and just pull your heel into your backside, okay? You want to make sure that both legs stay even here. Both legs are even. You don't want to rock or sway back and forth. Hold it for 5 to 10 counts. Let's release and switch. Go ahead, try the other side there. Pull the ankle into the back side. Maintain your posture, and you have it. How you doing?
Is this supposed to hurt?
No pain, no gain does not apply here. So good job. All right, everybody. 2 to 3 times, 5 to 10 seconds, and now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
The dramatic changes cataract surgery can make in a patient's vision already have many of them saying, seeing is believing. But now ophthalmologists have set their sights on even better results. Visionary and ophthalmologist Dr. William Wiley from the Cleveland Eye Clinic is here to focus our attention on a new type of eye-opening lens. Thanks for joining us today.
Sure, thank you.
So tell us about the new lens.
So there's a new lens called the Light Adjustable IOL from Calhoun Vision. We're one of the first practices to be involved in a clinical study that can provide this lens.
And this is a lens that would go in somebody's eye.
Sure. So what happens with cataract surgery, we take the cataract out and we replace that cataract with a new lens. And traditionally, the lens is sort of a fixed lens. Once it's in there, the vision is sort of locked in. So there's a chance we could be off a little bit, or patients will need glasses to fine-tune their vision. What's nice about the Calhoun lens, this light adjustable lens, once it's in place, we can use light to fine-tune or adjust that lens to basically match it perfectly for the vision, sort of customized for their eye.
How does the lens do that?
So what's interesting, so the way the lens is made, it has some polymers and macromers that are photosensitive. So once the lens is in place, the eye heals, and then we use a special light therapy that can adjust that macromer or that photosensitive material to fine-tune it to match their eye.
Huh. Are there risks?
Sure. With any surgery, there are risks. As far as cataract surgery, we talk to everybody about what those risks and benefits are. So we go through that with the patient prior to surgery.
So does this lens create more risks than a normal cataract surgery? Or is it about the same?
Basically the same. So it doesn't really increase any risk for cataract surgery. In some regards, it's safer because it allows us to adjust that lens once it's inside the eye.
Now, this new lens, which sounds pretty good, it's not yet available for people generally. It's in research.
Sure. So right now it's available in Europe and Mexico. But in the U.S., it has to go through the FDA approval process. So it goes through clinical studies. And right now, we have that ability to offer it to patients through a clinical study here in Cleveland.
So you're doing a study,
yes,
offering, and people can come in and you would put this lens in?
Yes, exactly. So what we do is make sure that they're a candidate for the study. For example, you have to be between 40 and 80 years of age. You have to have a cataract. And there's some certain qualifications that you have to meet to be entered into the study.
What are the qualifications? Are there age qualifications?
Yes, so age and sort of health qualifications depending on the health of the eye. You have to make sure that the eye can tolerate cataract surgery or tolerate this type of lens.
And will there be a charge for people if they sign up for this study?
Sure. Great question. Right now, for example, in Europe, the lens is quite expensive. It's probably $4,000 or $5,000. But here in the U.S., since it's part of a clinical study, we're allowed to provide it to patients at no charge. Wow. And actually, there's some compensation because it takes a couple extra visits for the study purposes, so the patients can get compensated to be part of the study.
And if our viewers want more information, possibly to sign up, we're going to give them a phone number.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you for coming in.
Sure.
As you can clearly see, this research study could help you clearly see. For more information and to see if you could participate, give the Cleveland Eye Clinic a call. The number's next. My thanks to Dr. Wiley for giving us a sneak peek at this latest lens.
For more information, call the Cleveland Eye Clinic at 330-888-5127 or click to www.clevelandeyeclinic.com. Next, avoid costly mistakes when taking money from your IRAs and 401ks.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
Once you reach age 70 and a half, you have to start taking money from your IRAs and 401ks each year. But that may not be quite so simple as it sounds. And if you mess it up, you can get socked with big penalties. Here to make sure you understand the rules correctly is my law partner, Mike Solomon. Thanks for joining us. So Mike, tell us, start basic. We have to start taking money from our IRAs and 401ks when we reach 70 and a half?
Well, not exactly. You start taking it out by April 1 of the year after you turn 70 and a half. So if you turned 70 and a half in 2013, by April 1 of 2014, you have to take out that first minimum distribution.
All right. And then when would we take the second one?
Well, the second one you have to take out by December 31 of each year, no later than that. So in my example, if you turn 70 and a half in 2013, You have to take that April 1 distribution no later than April 1 of 2014, and you have to take one more distribution by the end of 2014. So you'd have 2 distributions that 1 year, potentially.
So that adds to your income. So it may not make sense, actually, to take the 2 in 1 year.
That's right. What you ought to do is sit down and look at your taxes, and you might want to accelerate that April 1. You can take that as early as the prior year. So in my example, you could take it in 2013, then take your next one in 2014, and then one after that each year.
All right. Do we have to take a distribution from each IRA, or can we take all of it from one IRA?
Well, fortunately, you don't have to take it from each IRA. What you do is add everything up, figure out your minimum distributions from the IRAs, and you can pick any IRA or mix and match. And the decision of which IRA you take it from is probably more of an investment decision, how each one's invested.
Same rule apply to 401ks and 403bs, et cetera?
Not exactly. For a 401k or 403b, any sort of employer retirement plan, you have to take the minimum distribution from that particular plan. You can't pick and choose like you can with IRAs.
So if you have IRAs and 401ks, you can aggregate your IRAs, but you can't aggregate the 401ks. You've got to take something from each one.
That's right. So, for example, if you said, I'm going to add up all my 401ks and IRAs together, and you took it all out of your IRAs and you didn't take anything, let's say, out of your 401k, you'd have a problem. You'd be okay with your IRAs because you took more than you needed to.
What's the problem? What happens if we do this wrong?
Well, the problem is there's a tax penalty. It's a pretty hefty penalty. It's 50% of the amount you should have taken out. So if you're supposed to take out $2,000 from your 401k and you didn't, not only you still have to take that money out and pay income tax, you have to pay a 50% penalty on top of that. So it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
Yes.
We don't want to make a mistake.
That's right.
Thanks, Mike. When you reach age 70 and a half, you're required to take certain amounts from your IRAs and 401ks. It shouldn't be that difficult, but lots of folks mess it up. So here's my advice. Follow Mike's advice so that you avoid costly mistakes.
Call Budish, Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.budishandsolomon.com.
Thanks for joining us today. On next week's show, we'll tackle how to treat and avoid trauma. Then it's time to take a peek at your portfolio. We'll explain why it's important to evaluate your investments. A new year and a new approach to health insurance, we resolve to inform you of the latest updates, and we'll feature fashion finds of designer duds. All that and more next week. Until then, please make the most of your golden opportunities.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.